Right, before we dive in, I've got a little confession to make. A really helpful way to do this first step is to choose an area of your life that you want to review. For example, when thinking about getting more rest, one of the things I did to help my personal health goal was to manage my self-talk. Have you ever been shopping without a shopping list? Maybe you didn't write one, or perhaps you just forgot it on the kitchen worktop. I have, and I'll tell you, without it, I spent twice as much time navigating the aisles and much more money than usual because I was trying to figure out what we needed or wanted as I went. And in some respects, having any chance of living a meaningful life or experiencing success as you define it is very similar. Because to achieve success, you need a few essential things. One, you need to be clear about what it is you want to achieve. Two, you need a plan that will take you in the right direction. And three, you need to be committed to consistently putting the work in. Now, I'm sure you'd agree that without each of these, you'd be unlikely to achieve anything meaningful. Why? Because you'd probably drift through life aimlessly. So knowing this, in this video, I'm going to share 3 steps that you can take to end your year really well and step into the new year with confidence that you can achieve even more. But the steps I'm going to share aren't just helpful for the new year, because you can use them at any time you want to just review your life or press the reset button and get going again even stronger. In fact, with these 3 steps, you can be certain of going into the new year or any stage or season of life with the clarity, confidence and courage you're going to need to succeed. If this sounds good, great. Grab a pad and pen, open a new Google Doc or use your favorite note-taking app, because I'm going to take you through a step-by-step process that's guaranteed to help you win. Let's dive in. Hi, I'm Nick, and I'm a husband, dad, pops, coach, and counselor. And on this channel, I share ideas, tips, and practical tools designed to help you improve your well-being and succeed in life. And if you're someone who's serious about getting better at managing stress, then I'd invite you to get access to a free lesson from my Stress to Success course. It's designed to help busy people just like you to achieve more with less stress. I'll put a link to it in the description. Right, before we dive in, I've got a little confession to make. And if you're anything like me, I'm certain, 100% certain, that you're going to relate. You see, on the one hand, I like to get things done. I love the sense of accomplishment that comes with completing a meaningful task, completing a DIY job, getting through a helpful book, and seeing the impact of a powerful coaching session all make me feel great. But there's one thing that I often need to remind myself of, and it's this: the importance of stopping and taking notice of what I accomplish. You see, I'm one of those people who are guilty of getting a job done and then just moving on to the next. And this relates to the first of the 3 steps to ending your year well, because I want to invite you to just take a moment to stop and take note of your achievements. A really helpful way to do this first step is to choose an area of your life that you want to review. This could be your relationships with friends and family, your personal finances, spirituality, business growth, or even learning. You see, this first step is important because it can be so easy to just get things done and move on, like I'm often guilty of, or to only take notice when things don't go well, which again, I'm also guilty of. But getting into a habit of noticing what you're doing well provides valuable information that can give you confidence to help you make better decisions in the future. So once you've chosen an area to focus on, ask yourself this: what am I most proud of doing well in this area of my life? For example, if I think about my personal health goals, I'd say that I've been proud of giving myself more time to rest without feeling guilty. Or for my business goals, I've been proud of outsourcing some of my tasks that were taking up lots of my time and energy so that I could focus on other things to help grow my business. Okay, so pause the video and take a few minutes to write a list of everything you're proud of or believe you've done well. Okay, so you've done step 1. Well done. Now, everyone understands the idea of cause and effect. We teach it to young children and we speak about it as adults. We all know that every action has a corresponding reaction. So whether you were aware of it or not, to have achieved the things you identified as being proud of in step 1, you'd have needed to take some form of action. And this is helpful to remember when thinking about step 2 of the 3 steps to ending your year well. Because in step 2, you're going to identify the behaviors or actions that helped you achieve the things you said you were proud of in step 1. To do this, you need to take a look at the list of things you identified as being proud of in step 1 and then ask yourself this question: what did I do to get that outcome? Now, when answering this question, I want you to stay focused on the tangible behaviors and actions you took over a given period, the things you did consistently, and be as specific as you can. For example, when thinking about getting more rest, one of the things I did to help my personal health goal was to manage my self-talk. My self-talk about taking time off from the gym, which I did by reminding myself that it was important to listen to my body. And for outsourcing jobs to allow space to think about business growth, I allocated time to contact freelancers who specialize in areas where I needed support. I contacted them and then I asked for help. These actions were tangible, measurable, and consistent. But before you carry on, let me just interrupt and ask you a quick question. Are you tired of not achieving your goals because you feel stressed or just burnt out? Well, if you are, then I want to invite you to get access to a free lesson from my Stress to Success course. It's a 6-session course designed to help busy people just like you to get clear on what you want to achieve and then take a systematic approach to achieving it with less stress. I'll leave a link to it in the description. Okay, for step 2, I want you to pause the video, look at your list from step 1, and see if you can identify the specific actions and behaviors that you took to help you achieve the outcome you got. In his brilliant book, Essentialism, Greg McKeown makes the point that not everything can be essential. In other words, not all tasks are created equal, and not everything can be a priority. Why? Because some of your efforts will produce more results than others. The truth is that the relationship between the effort you put into something and the outcomes you see isn't as straightforward as you might think. For example, if 2 people decided they wanted to reach the top of a steep hill and one chose to walk and the other chose to drive a car, yes, they'd get to the same destination, but the one who drove would have expended a lot less effort. That said, the odds of you accomplishing your goals moving forward will depend on how much you apply this 3rd step. It's that important. So having considered your achievements in step 1 and identified the actions that helped you get there in step 2, you're now going to decide what to apply going forward to give you the best chance of success. To do this, you'll need to examine your behaviors and actions from step 2, but a little bit deeper by applying the 80-20 rule, which I'll explain in just a minute. Now, the reason you're going to examine them using the 80-20 rule is that you'll be able to identify the few actions that had the most impact on your outcomes. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the 80-20 rule, it's a principle that highlights that in most scenarios, it's the small but vital things that get the biggest results. In other words, some behaviors and actions will contribute to accomplishments more than others, or like I said earlier, driving a car uphill will require a lot less effort than walking uphill. So, to examine your actions using the 80-20 rule, I want you to ask yourself this question: what 20% of my behaviors and actions contributed to my top achievements? For example, one of the 20% of behaviors and actions that have impacted my health goals has been to set an alarm that prompts me to be in bed by 9:30 p.m. It's been helpful because whatever I'm doing, when the alarm goes off, it nudges me to remember that getting to bed at a good time is my goal and aligns with my long-term health goals. So for step 3, what I want you to do is pause the video, look at your list from step 2, and make a note of the 20% of behaviors and actions that you believe have contributed to you getting the best results. Right, having done that, you should now be clear about which behaviors and actions have the potential to help you make the most progress towards your desired outcomes. And with that, the only thing left for you to do is to take these behaviors and actions and schedule them into your daily, weekly, and monthly plans. You see, being clear about your achievements and, more importantly, the specific behaviors that helped you to achieve them is going to give you a much better chance of accomplishing more in the future and not drifting aimlessly. Looking at how your achievements have been shaped by your behaviors is one of the best investments of time you can make. The insights you'll get from reviewing your year will equip you to start the new year with confidence and give you the best chance of achieving even more. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, share it so it reaches more people like you, and don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell so you can be notified of all future videos. Thanks for watching, and as always, rooting for you. Be well. So now you've done your review, before you go watch this video where I share 5 simple steps to help you be more productive with your time.